Yo, what's up YouTube? It's Laceration here. Haven't done a build video in a while, but I have a brand new build that I got rank 1 Z with. Let me just quickly show you that, because I know people are going to call me out on that. Highest LP Z1 trick with highest damage per minute as well. And I also have a unique build that no other Z is doing right now. If you go down, there's no other Z doing anything like it. So here's the setup. So I spend, just so you know, I spend hours in the lab every day. Not every day, but I'm the lab Z. I love playing. I love just practice tooling, and I figure out a lot of stuff. So this is the setup. You do first strike and cashback because it allows you, cashback lets you buy expensive items first. First strike lets you, with the recent changes to it, doesn't scale as hard gold wise, but it gives you more gold early game, which means it's easier to afford expensive items early. So combine these two runes together, you can do some interesting first items on Z. Elixir, because it's just good at so many different things. Elixir of Avarice helps you reach your first item faster and gives you some wave clear. Elixir of what's it called? Elixir of Force. It lets you snowball. It lets you play from behind because it gives you free stats, right? So if you got ganked early, you can still come back in your lane with a properly timed Elixir of Force and an all in. You can fight on even footing, even from behind. That is definitely one of my favorite ways to use it. Elixir of Skill, also really insane. Makes up for the lack of base damage from your keystone compared to other keystones, because you're getting extra points in your basic abilities. Therefore, you're getting extra base damage. You know, that you can consider that like keystone base damage. Also really, really insane late game because you're getting more points in W, which means you get your reset combo like 5 minutes sooner. Unironic, I can get my reset combo online at like sometimes like 25 minutes if I'm snowballing. Very insane rune. This is honestly one of my favorite runes in the game. And then Jack of all trades, really good with this build. I recently started picking it up because I found a really solid build, which I'll show you, to abuse the adaptive force on it. And then the secondary runes, Transcendence and Scorch. So you go Transcendence, Scorch. Scorch does more damage than Cut Down. So sorry, I'm skipping ahead. The reason you take these two runes over the alternative, which you'll see a lot of other Zeds doing, which right now is Legend Haste plus Cut Down, I don't like it because Cut Down does less damage early, at least in lane, and as well as Legend Haste gives you less haste early. They technically scale better, but then at the same time, not really, because Transcendence gives you haste on your ultimate as well, whereas the other one doesn't. And Scourge allows you to go ability haste in your rune stats, which if you go Cut Down, you won't be doing enough damage otherwise. So yeah, as well as Scorch synergizes super well with First Strike, giving you like an extra 20 damage per Q level 1, which is absolutely insane. And you go damage, obviously, and then you take flat HP, because you want flat HP for Doran Shield. Doran Shield, every single matchup. It is insane. I'm level 5 with 1135 HP. That means I have more HP, percentage-wise, to get the full 45-second health restore than I would with a scaling health build. Which means that I can stay in lane longer because I have so much of a base HP pool. I can sit in lane longer and abuse the empowered healing from it. As well as the fact that it gives you a jack stack because it gives you health. So what you want to do, right, early game, this is our build. So we're actually doing something like, sometimes I'll go like double longsword into symbiotics. But ideally, you get first base pickaxe. And then third item, glowing motes, and then you try to get brutalizer first. So brutalizer plus symbiotics plus Storm Shield is a crazy lane spike because the money you put into the symbiotic souls that you're, so obviously you're getting it back because you're getting 6 AD from this. It's just a really solid build. Also, symbiotic souls is such an amazing item if you learn how to use it. The tempo you get, and then the mid-game roaming is just, it'll take a video with a gameplay to explain just how good these boots are, but they're really insane right now. So yeah, then you go Profane first, Grudge second. That's this is like pretty standard. I mean, fully stacked the runes, right? Let me just quickly level up and stuff. So I have to do this, my OCD. That's better. That looks better. So yeah, so these are your first two items. Just gives you like really, really good damage and haste. Then you're going Axiom or Spear. So like, depends on how you want to play the fights. If you want to play the fights more with ult resets, if you're allowed to, a lot of the time after your first ult, you'll like get focused and you'll fall really low and you won't even get much value out of it. But you really have to know when you'll get the value from the ult reset. You go Axiom first. Sometimes you just go Axiom for the pen though. So it's either you're playing for the ult resets and team fights or you really need the lethality. On the other hand, this one gives you health, so it lets you survive longer, it lets you play for greedier combos, and it gives you also ability haste for your basic abilities, so it allows you to get those greedy combos, those really like risky combos where you like in a team fight you flash in, you know, you get your shadow placement really deep and then you start just spamming, you know. That's kind of like what you would use it for mostly. You decide which one, you decide how you're going to play, and then that tells you which one you build. But you still build both. That's your 4-item spike. You have 103 CDR plus the extra 15 here at 4 items. You also have a reset combo online. If you had only 3 points in W, you would have a reset combo. 8.26. With blue buff, you'd 100% have it. But you could still do it with a slowed down version slightly to accommodate for the 0.2 seconds, but you should know this by now. Anyway, so you have your reset combo online at 4. 5th item, you just want lethality and CDR, typically, unless you really need the spell shield, then go the spell shield, but you want lethality and CDR. And it's not great to build it later, but the slow is always good and gives you lethality and CDR, which amps your percent pen and amps your ult reset. This one is just better, I guess, stat-wise. It's okay. Like, sometimes I'll just build it just because, like, I'm snowballing so hard and I know I just need damage to win. And then late game, you sell your boots. What's nice is that you don't need much more CDR. You already got all your CDR. So like you could sell it for edge. What I typically like to do is sell it for opportunity if they have high armor, because it also gives you your jack stacks back. Because if you noticed, after you sell your last item, your boots, you do lose your jack. So this gives you your jack. Unfortunately, Ghostblade is bugged and it doesn't give you, even though it is giving me ability movement speed through Haunt, jack doesn't recognize it as a stat from an item, so I'm not getting the jack stack from it. Maybe they'll fix that, but Ghostblade in some games is just really nice if you need target access, which is with low movement speed. It's a little bit harder to reach backline naturally. What ends up happening with low movement speed Z builds in the late game is you kind of have to leapfrog, like you have to ult the tank and then combo the ADC. But with Ghostblade, you kind of don't have to. You're able to pop the active, get a flank off, go for a reset combo. Sorry, you have to hit 2 people. But yeah, you go for the reset combo, and then you like ult, and there's like things to do. This isn't really about combos. This is more about just like the build right now. Yeah. So like another example could be like I want edge 5th, right? And then I sold boots for Voltaic. This is another example build, and I'm just like really tanky. But like again, this build, really hard to reach the back line. But if you're fed to the point where you're able to, depending on who you're facing as well, like some AD carries, they're easier to reach than others. And there's some AD carries are squishier than others. So it'll take you time to figure out every detail about this build, but there is an answer for everything, which is nice. So that is the setup. I hope you guys enjoyed, and good luck on your games. Peace.